You guys are a blessing. Dude, you guys are a blessing. Thank you for being here. Welcome to my orifice. I want to talk about a different subject today. Just today. We're going to go back to astrology tomorrow. But today I want to talk about something else. That's also spiritual. But we're going to say it's more physical. So it's more wizard stuff is physical, right? And then warrior stuff is just not physical. So I'm really into warrior stuff, which is astrology in my opinion, because you can't see any of it. But psychedelics though, that kind of stuff you can see, which is why I don't talk much about it. Hey, my son's in Scorpio, that's where I'm talking from, okay? So, I just really wanted to talk about this whole experience with shrooms, with psychedelics, any type of psychedelics, but mainly I'm talking about shrooms. Because that's what I'm experiencing in my life right now. And so, what happens with this entheogen is, depending on how much you take, you get a different result. You definitely get a different result. I have friends that say, hey, take a big old handful, and then I hear about people that are kicking ass taking microdoses. So you guys know I gotta go in with the micro, right? So I did go in with the micro, okay? So that's what I'm up to. And what I learned though, this is the cool part. The part I really wanted to share, the reason why I mentioned shrooms in the first place. So I've been microdosing for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, I'd say like 4 or 5 months, okay? But one day I decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take a heroic dose. Damn it. Because everyone is talking about taking handfuls and stuff. And heads up, guys, when you take micro, you're building yourself up to take macro anyway, right? If you're taking micro doses, those micro doses give you an understanding of what the macro doses are like, but not directly, indirectly. So if you have a few little ticks happen in the day because you took a micro dose, then those ticks turn into manifestations when you're taking the macro dose. And so those manifestations are just bigger ticks. So it's not a big deal to see. But one really exciting thing I wanted to get to, because, okay, first off, I'm going back to astrology, whatever. I love it. Okay, leave me alone. So my fourth house is in Virgo, which represents mind, right? And so when I get into shrooms, I think of myself like this. If I take everything small, if I take everything step by boring step, I'm going to get to my goal. Step by step, we progress, but not necessarily in small spurts, guys. That's life for you. So I'm taking these small steps, okay? And what I learn while taking these small steps is that I'm becoming more productive. And I am changing my mental structures. For some reason, when I start thinking about negative stuff, I can flip that into something positive and keep moving forward. Sometimes. Not all the time. But sometimes, which is cool. That's something I learned when I was taking micro. I feel like I was preparing myself to take this heroic dose. It's not really that big. It wasn't that big of a dose. But it was at least quadruple what I take normally. The reason, personally, for me, everyone has their own perspective, but for me, I don't like to measure what I do. Guys, personally. I don't really know what everyone else does, but me personally, I don't like to measure what I do. I like to measure my progress. And so I'm going to tell you guys about my progress. I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, I did this or that. I don't know what I did. I'm pretty sure my microdoses were really small. They were like that small, right? And so a heroic dose to me is like a normal dose for most people. So I basically probably took a normal dose, maybe a little over, but that's not important. What's important is the experience that I had. And I get to get this out 1,000 times fold because it is really beautiful and I'm so grateful for it. Which is why I'm taking my time to coming up to the main point. Because I think it's that cool. So when I took this heroic dose, I felt out of this. I felt the same, right? Things were a little fuzzy. And a crappy thing happened. I had to do my homework. So I did my homework when I was on these mushrooms, and it sucked, But I did it because it was late and I didn't have a choice. And my wife was asleep and I wasn't gonna wake her up, so I did it. I handle my stuff, man, and that's very important for me. Anyways, so it must not have been that big of a dose, right? But yeah, when I was coming down off of the dosage, I started doing my homework. I think, I'm pretty sure. Because when I had this vision, okay, this is what happened that was amazing for me. I closed my eyes. I'm listening to Soundcast radio, right? And I close my eyes, and I see this structure. Because my intention through the trip was to figure out how to be more structured, and so I found this structure in my trip, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I'm thinking, and I'm making connections. And it was just this instant transferred vision and thoughts, like all at one. And words, it was crazy. So what happened is, the way I'm going to break it down, hopefully I get it right this time, is, okay, so everyone has this auric field, right? Some people are more intentional about their field. Some people take their passions and their emotions and they fuse them together somehow with their passion. They use their passion and they fuse their emotions together with them. And then they structure. And then they let go. And then they watch as it stays there. And then they set up another structure. They set it up. Passion. Like they weld it together with their passion. That's how we do as humans. So we're welding all these things together with our passions. And then we just keep going down more and more until we have this energetic field that is super empowered. But what happens sometimes, though, is the whole field falls apart. So, for example, my intention to make a video for you guys every day just stops. The whole structure falls apart. Because when I started it, I was fighting with someone, and I was really angry all the time, and I didn't agree with people. And then what happens? I have to create a new idea, but normally what happens is you go into a deep depression. And when you finally come out of that depression, you start building again. But me personally, I have the tendency to destroy everything before I get an opportunity to have it fall on me. Because I'm really critical about things. Okay? Fourth house. Virgo. I can't help myself. I have to be critical about everything in life. I'm really prideful about it because of my moon in Leo. So I'm really prideful about structuring things. And so yeah, structured. But some people have figured out how to structure everything so that it stays there. And that's the cool part. There's some people out there, like influencers with 1 million subscribers and stuff like that. They've already figured out how to fuse everything together and get it stable and structured. And that's the inspiring thing. And that's what you want to learn. That's what you learn. Once you learn that, then you can build your own structure and have your own energetic field, which can be as big, as wide, as drawn out as anything as you want. But you got to follow the success, because what happens? Success leaves clues. Now you got to follow those clues, man. Follow those clues in your life. Stay strong, my brothers and sisters. Stay blessed, and have a great day.